Oh, here we are again. I did have to take another day off. My apologies. I am trying to do this every day, but it seems like every other day uh, is what's happening. Nothing tragic, just some regular life getting in the way. But that's one of the things I'm working on is to use this as a solid meditative practice. So forgive me for that. I am going to try to forgive myself that, and I try to remind myself it's not how many times you fall down; it's if you can make a snow angel while you're down there. So we're about to start kind of a new adventure. We did a basic review of the lettering. We're now going to move into our first joins, which is really where cursive is, the joined lettering. Uh, and you'll see there's actually uh, right here, join number one. We will be doing different styles of joins. So this is where there's a little more strategy going on than I think uh, people first realize, uh, which is kind of neat. There's all kinds of things you can. I mean, there's some creativity to it, and there's also some things you might want to do um, to fit your style or to fit what you need. Now, don't let the number of joins scare you. Excuse me. Um, it's not like you have to remember them like some sort of kata or something, or remember steps. They're kind of species, just like the letters where we had letters with circles and letters with descenders and that kind of thing. You don't actually have to remember that. It's just they're doing it kind of in a phased practice. So they're giving you they're just kind of building on the different types. So don't worry about that. So let us begin. Here we are. Standard A into an N. Standard C. Now what we're doing is we're pretty much working into the N here, uh, as you can tell. Gee, Captain Obvious. All right. E. We'll discuss E's will be discussed. Uh, when they said trace and copy, so I guess I should. My apologies. Got to start. I did do this before, and I didn't do this. As I mentioned before, the thing is, I don't necessarily like to ruin my example, but at the same time, we need to have a feeling of a good feeling. Oh, they go with the loop K, which I guess I kind of like. I should learn both. The M and the N. That's always a weird one. I don't know if you guys had that problem in school where you just kind of wound up doing these. Everything was. So we'll start back here. Now, I think the one thing is you want a fairly clearly delineated join so that it doesn't become. I think in general, if I were to, fight against one thing, it's just the over loopiness, the over when things flow too much and there isn't any delineation. I think that's the main problem. And often the key is, I think, to slow down. We want to get to a fast pace to write what we want to write, but sometimes just slowing them down is the key to that. It's a little bit like a golf stroke where it starts falling apart. You just get madder and madder and try to fix it, and just gets worse. Just slow down and do a half swing. Just slow down and do a half swing. Now, I like putting a little bloop on there. I'm a fancy lad. A A is one that gets me. It gets me. It tasks me. Con. Con. Same real system with the A to the M. Ooh, that E didn't look great, did it? That's all right. Happy little E's. Get my Bob Ross on. Okay. Feeling it. It's a death grip. I mean, it shouldn't be shouldn't be happening. Now, at this point, I do suggest I'll make another video about that. I really do think journaling is pretty good. And it fits in with excuse me, the meditative nature of it. Oh, gives you a chance to slow down. Ooh, variations on a theme. I mean, it looks, well, why are we doing this? Because I think we're demonstrating it again. It's a species of join. So we're getting a variation on a theme here. Now I'm moving, if I seem like I'm moving a little crisper, I am because I'm trying to track, let my hand feel the flow of their model there. Am I successful at it? Of course not. Of course not. That E to R join is a little weird, though. There's gonna be some neat tricks in a little bit. I'm really not getting that R. I have in the past with my handwriting, uh, when I was doing better at handwriting, actually broke on the R, uh, killed the joint, and I just found it a little crisp. Especially, oh gosh, remember that schoolhouse? Ooh, that thing. Which actually has an R in it. We'll get to that. X. Many machines on X. Ooh, machines. Better than those, though. Dune 84. I still think it's my favorite Dune. I mean, it butchered the story somewhat, uh, but it's one of those stories that's almost untranslatable into a movie, I think. But as far as a style piece, just the atmosphere of it was really neat. I like the shield. The shields, I think, were better in that than in the other movies. Just more dramatic. But I think they wanted to, have people be able to act through the shield, so we'll just make them sort of transparent blue lightning, like when lightsabers clash. Which was it? A sword and sorcery movie? No, it was Highlander. Apparently, if you watch that, they, there's sparks, energy sparks uh, when the swords clash and there's a parry or something. Apparently, they did that just with a car battery, which I don't think was the safest for the actors necessarily. They just literally, I think, ran cables up sleeves, and so when the swords touched, you got that old car battery zapper. Now, if you notice here with the R, or that's my spacing's a little off. If you notice, that's a break that's unjoined there. Uh, something to watch out for. Uh, so the R isn't necessarily. I'm going to redo that. In fact, see if I can't get that spacing a little better. Yeah, the it doesn't have the join to really make you go along with it. Now, the interesting self-evaluation. Oh, before we begin that, this is important. You'll see it, but it's kind of a neat. I think some of these joins, they're not my favorite joins. I do use them from time to time, but they're not my favorite joins. I think that there's a better solution, even if some of these are maybe a little less fluid. I think it looks better, gets us away from that school hand, loopy loopy loopy, that thing. Interesting join here. Do the 8 into the H. Self-evaluation of joining with a straight diagonal line. Again, they want kind of a crisp line just so that it doesn't become that loop. Into E. Yes, I'm doing the thing I do. I feel so terrible. There we are. Ooh, lots of descenders. That shows that for a reason. Right here. There's our join. Then we just kind of go up and down. Oh, the T goes across. Joins to the A. And S. Now, interesting thing about that S as we go from an N to an S, if you look carefully, the old schoolhouse S, the old round hand, if you start with an S and you join into the top, and then you come off the bottom and you join to the next letter, you essentially get that S. That S is just the schoolhouse S, this S, that American cursive round hand S is actually an S just with both joins. Here we are right here. Zip, zip, zip. See it? If I close it all the way, excuse me, I get the cursive S that we know from grade school. Maybe that'll help, even if you do use that other cursive S. Now here, you can come back up and notice they just kind of going to do it. Now there you got to join. You can do a join there because you're coming into the word A, and so I think it's a little harder. They want a nice crisp one. See that A? There's the S. And it's kind of the same thing with the R. If you join the R, you wind up getting that. The R is in there. There, you can kind of see it there more. But even keeping that in mind, I think just makes it a little clearer. You know, you express into that, and so it just becomes clearer than just kind of this shape that they taught you. It doesn't actually mean anything. The joined H. Oops, that's a little off. I shouldn't do that, but I do it. I am gonna. It's gonna hold me back, but I'm doing it. The T into the I. I mean, that's kind of cool. Then you got to go back and catch it. I did that though. That wasn't very good. Ready for here we go. All right. See, no join. There's really not. I mean, you could go right over, but I think that gets into that. That's where you get that RI kind of that. So a lot of times, just break. You know, if it's, I think for the sake of clarity, uh, if you need to break, break being, don't break the join. Don't do the join. Uh, I know they want to teach you to don't, at least in the certain round hands and there's certain full cursive where you don't break at all, and that's kind of the point. Um, this is the real world. That's low. See that? Didn't like that, but that's me just looking at it. Gonna let it go. Do my best to let it go. This is a fun word. Ooh, that feels good though. Papyrus. Oops. There we go. Much better. Have to take another shot at that. There we go. Again, a break. That's a good time to dot, right when you got that break. Here you don't have a break until you can say you can back and dot that I, or jot that I suppose. Oops. I did that out of habit. It's that two-stroke E, which I actually like a little bit better because I find this can just go into that loop like that. But what I just did was a C, and you go into kind of that C, but then you come off of that and it joins from there. I kind of like it. Looks a little better. So we're at 15 minutes. I will endeavor to do better, and I'll get back with you tomorrow. I appreciate the patience, and I'm glad to have you along with me. That's a good thing, I guess, about these recorded videos. Hopefully you can watch them day to day, or if you miss one, just, move on to the next one. It's fine. Um, that's the thing. It's like this is for our own enrichment, and let's not make it grim. That felt good. It's starting to feel a little flowy for me. I hope it is for you as well. I think we're off to. I think this is where the rhythm, the momentum starts carrying, and it's not just that trudge of letters like maybe it was at the beginning. And I hope you're having fun. So we will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.